As they say in PIHL hockey, let's do that PIHL hockey. We are back. PIHL Hockey Night Live is back on the new PIHL network, part of 10 Band TV, presented by the Mount Washington Shop and Save. Hello, good evening, and welcome. I'm Matt Popchock, alongside Adam Hoerner for Game 1 of 2, our opening night doubleheader to kick off the silver anniversary season of the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League. In game number 1, a PIHL Class A Gold Division contest as the Meadville Bulldogs in red take on the host Montour Spartans. And we knew, Adam, in the offseason that changes were afoot for both of these programs. The biggest change of note is behind the Meadville bench. For the first time since 1987, Jamie Plunkett will not be leading the Bulldogs into battle on opening night. It will be a new head coach, his longtime assistant for the past 10 years at least, Kyle Waite.
Not since Sidney Crosby was in diapers, ladies and gentlemen. There's a sobering thought for you. The silver season for PIHL, and Jamie Plunkett outlives that as far as his coaching tenure. So definitely big changes for Meadville. But the good news, Matt, as I look at it on paper, they at least have some continuity in this lineup at the top of it, and that'll be important for the Bulldogs here tonight.
Rocco Tartaglione, their senior captain, 10 goals last year, 18 assists, 28 points, wearing number 19 in red and black with a white trim. Tartaglione was more or less a point-per-game player, and Coach Waite thinks that he's pretty much going to be their go-to guy this season. Also needs to stay out of the penalty box for the Bulldogs to have a chance in this game. 60 penalty minutes, which also led the Bulldogs a season ago.
Yeah, you don't always lead in both of those categories, but he certainly did. And you talk about, there's a bit of a drop-off after him. But last year, the next highest guy was Zach Shepner with 10 points. So they're going to be looking to new guys, whether it's underclassmen or some of the newer seniors that maybe didn't contribute as much last year. Guys got to step up. It's a new era behind the bench. They're going to be looking for a new era on the ice here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, 9 seniors for the Bulldogs this year, a voluminous senior class to be sure, compared to just 4 seniors on this year's Montour team. But they have 10 juniors, and they have a breakout star in one of last year's PIHL All-Stars, number 71 in white, black, and gold for the Spartans, warming up off to our right. Aiden Moskovitz. Moskovitz is already a 2-time amateur champ in the Elite Prospects Tournament with his 15 and over team. He won an NAPHL championship last season with the S-Mark Stars amateur team that a lot of Montour Spartans have played on simultaneously over the years. And last year, 27 points. He is the top returnee on the 23-24 Montour squad.
Yeah, 13 goals, 14 assists, a fine year, but his sidecar is here as well, Hunter Fiedler. I'm told we should say only good things about him here this evening, but hey, why not? 14 goals, 12 assists. He was the leading goal scorer for the Spartans last year, a team that unfortunately was ineligible for the postseason. But Matt, you take that off the table. This is one of the top teams in Class A last year.
Yeah, they were, and if you came to opening night looking for narratives, you turned on the right game. It's Kyle Waite's first game behind the bench as the head man for Meadville, and for the Montour Spartans, it's their first proper game since that aforementioned off-ice drama that you sort of referred to. Montour finished the last regular season in the Class A Gold Division, 16-4 overall, second place behind the divisional champion, North Hills, in 22-23. A PIHL investigation determined that the Montour varsity program did not follow the proper bureaucratic procedure for housing an out-of-state player who had played for them during the regular season. And as a result, the league forbade Montour from postseason participation. Every team essentially moved up one spot in the standings, and Avonworth, which would have been out, got the last spot by default. So Montour is eager to start this season off with a clean slate, and 10 juniors this year on their team, including the 2 players we just mentioned. They're certainly an interesting bunch to watch this year.
They're at 110 goals, Matt, led the division last year. They weren't just a good team. They were a dominant team. A lot of scoring. We mentioned the top 2 scorers, but as a team, scored 110 goals. That's a lot of depth. You know they'll be looking to repeat that process here this season. 58 goals allowed, not bad defensively either last year.
Not at all, not at all. Both these teams with an interesting goaltender situation. Meadville graduating Sam Coppola from last year, who led Class AA, I should say, in minutes played. So it'll be either A.J. Fuller or Aiden Toten in goal for Meadville. And we'll get a positive ID on the Montour starting goaltender after the national anthem.
twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sing us that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And so evidently it will be A.J. Fuller, the senior, in between the pipes for the Meadville Bulldogs tonight. And he is opposed by another senior for the Montour Spartans wearing number 67, Adam Clemmis, who dressed in 2 games last season for the varsity squad as a goalie and 5 as a skater, believe it or not.
Yeah, limited action last year, though. You mentioned it, Matt. I mean, he didn't play a lot of goalie. In that, the limited action didn't put up stellar numbers, but hey, they got to turn the page here between the pipes, and they're going to. So it'll be very interesting to see, not only for the coaching staff, some new faces in the lineup, and some new faces between the pipes as well.
Montour has a new coach as well, who, like Kyle Waite, was a longtime assistant. Steve Young, an assistant in the program for 13 years. He's the new head coach this year. And the regular season is underway as the Bulldogs control the opening faceoff and move the puck from left to right on your TV, computer, or mobile device. A hard hit by Thomas Barefoot on Preston Phyllis, the junior forward of Meadville. Kyle Waite saying some pretty nice things about Preston Phyllis leading into today's game, saying that he could be like Rocco Tartaglione, one of the breakout players for the team this season, as the Spartans play this puck back up to center red. Camardise Woodruff of Montour gets this puck deep into the Meadville zone, and playing it defensively is Preston Phillips at the far boards for the Bulldogs. Montour with the takeaway, avoiding the official as the puck was tied up at his feet out in front. The shot, and from his knees, making his first save of the game, is A.J. Fuller. Bulldogs back to center. With it near side is Preston Phyllis. Phyllis inside the right circle. Phyllis monitored by Landon Carlisle. Phyllis, left wing circle now, drop pass, chip toward the goal, and that went wide of Clemmis. A good pace to this one early on as it's taken by Tartaglione. Tartaglione on goal, and he scores!
Just a loose puck, Matt, and he fired it from the top of the circles right in the high slot area. Very hard shot. Goalie got a piece, trickled through the 5 hole, and it's 1-0 Meadville.
62 ticks off the clock. The Bulldogs have the first official goal of the Kyle Waite era, pardon me. And it belongs to who else? Their captain, Rocco Tartaglione.
You see right away why he led the team last year in scoring. What a rip on that puck.
Spartans look for a quick answer. To the point it comes for Herbst. Caden Herbst, the junior defenseman, getting it in behind the goal line. Meadville takes it away and comes down the right wing side. With it is Robert Mahoney. Mahoney toward goal. Save made by Clemmis, his first stop of the night. The net is dislodged, and the Bulldogs put it out in front off the stick of Clemmis, and now they've scored, but the officials wave it off. The net was clearly dislodged. Jake Fritters, the senior defenseman, thinks he has scored the goal, but that was a clear as day instance of the net being off its moorings, so it will stay 1-0 Meadville, and we'll have a face-off in Montour ice.
Yeah, another loose puck and a good rip. I mean, credit on the rip from A.J. Fuller, but yes, this is coming back. But let's focus on the issue from Montour. Lucky the net was dislodged. They're letting too many loose pucks in the high slot area. They're going to watch that. Meadville is pouncing on those things early on.
Mahoney on the faceoff, but the faceoff is actually going to belong to Caden Herbst defensively for Montour. Good work on the dot there by Aiden Moskovitz to win that little battle for Montour. Meadville defensively, and taking a bump there was Paul Phyllis, the talented junior. Back to center it comes. Caden Herbst into the corner, and Montour just barely guilty of icing. A minute 47 into a game that already reads 1-0 in favor of Meadville. Rocco Tartaglione scoring for the visiting Bulldogs just a minute 2 into the contest.
In your Meadville, you know, you come down again. Big night for you as a program, and we know what a big deal Meadville hockey is up there. And to come out with the early goal, it just takes the jitters off, the road legs, all that out the window now. They're up early.
And they're playing very loose early on. The difference in body language very evident as the Spartans come back to center. With it for Montour is Varga. Trey Varga, the freshman defenseman, firing it just wide of the goal. I think Fuller might have gotten a piece of that with his stick as the Spartans continue to control this puck. Braden Kulak, the sophomore forward, on the off wing, trying to propel it toward goal, but could not hit the target. Kulak on the backhand now. Save made by Fuller. It's still loose. The rebound still not completely covered, and now it is by the red-clad Meadville senior.
A good job to cover that puck. A lot of traffic in front from Montour, and you got to start somewhere. Good for them to get that thing down low and take a couple of whacks at it. And this really the first sustained zone time from Montour is going to face off to the left of the cage.
Kulak against Preston Phillips in the face-off circle, and this one belongs to Preston Phillips, but the Bulldogs struggling a bit to get it out of their zone before they finally skate it with numbers back to center and erroneously put it just inside the Montour bench, so this face-off should come in neutral ice.
Yeah, that was Preston Phillips putting that in the bench and really tried to bank it. They had a 4-on-3 if they would have played that out correctly, but unfortunately set face-off back to the center ice.
Belke and Doyle, the USA Hockey crew tonight, and Belke does the honors with the Spartans playing this puck up, but not outside their zone. Good keep at the point by the Montour, or by the Meat. That puck played with a high stick. The Spartans are going to take advantage of that to send it around the near boards. And it's kept inside the zone by Rocco Tartaglione, who has the game's only goal just about 3 minutes into period one. Tartaglione in hot pursuit of this one. And look at him hustle to catch up to Josh Klimas in the opposite corner. Tartaglione out in front trying to hook up with Preston Phillips, who seems to have a nose for the net early on, but those two are unable to connect. Spartans under siege again as they finally exhaust their area. And Steve Young wants to make a line change as the Spartans are guilty of icing. And at the PIHL level, you can complete a line change even if you ice the puck. So that's just what the Spartans will do.
Yes, you can. And, you know, you give credit to Tartaglione in that shift using his size. He bowled over two defenders at the right point, got the puck, and as he came into the walk, you saw he walked that puck into the slot area. He was bumped off it a bit, but his size he's using it to his advantage for sure.
And off the face-off, it is controlled by Hunter Fiedler. Fiedler going cross ice for J.J. Stroka. Stroka, the talented offensive defenseman, taps this puck in behind the Meadville net where the Spartans attack it. In the corner, Stroka trying to pin it up against the boards as he is quickly double-teamed by a pair of Bulldogs. From the right point, it's kept alive by Carlisle, but given right to the stick of senior defenseman Ben Hilson, who sends it up ahead to Zach Shepner. Shepner, stick checked off the puck, open path to goal, and a move made and a goal. Robert Mahoney, the junior, nuzzles that nylon for the Meadville Bulldogs. Not quite 4 minutes in, and a 2-goal lead for the visitors.
Nice deeks. I mean, he got that puck at the dot and just, I mean, he had about 10 deeks there before he tucked in the little backhander. So nice job by Meadville, and I'll tell you, Matt, no sign of the road weariness tonight. These guys came to play. They have got some big energy in the first period.
Adam Klimas perhaps still working out those early butterflies as he makes his first start between the pipes here on opening night as this puck is put off the side of the net. 2-0 Meadville here as the Kyle Wade era is underway. That puck just barely avoided the protective netting behind Klimas as Montour gets it back to center, and the Spartans might have a chance to pull one back here as Moskovitz is on the off wing. Centering pass intended for Liam Dallas. Dallas had to reach back for that puck as Meadville counterattacks. 2-on-2, snapshot toward goal, blocked by Dorsch. The shot taken by Shepner as it goes out of play.
Time of the goal, 13:09.
Oh, fortunately for
Mahoney from Shatner.
Montour, they had two D-men back, and Meadville had support coming, but Meadville chose to just attack the net, and I'll wait for the numbers on that one. They'll get the offensive zone face-off.
Cam Arpin taking the draw for Meadville, and he wins it cleanly to the corner for Graham Schellhaas, the sophomore forward, in his varsity debut this evening. Montour controlling now back at center ice as it ricochets off a Meadville skate. Bulldogs take a moment to locate this puck, and Paul Phillips, that is, will do so defensively, and he's going to take matters into his own hands, crossing the attacking line. Phillips leaving it for Chris Costa. Costa, the senior, gave it away to one of the Spartans. That was Quindell Verney, the junior, making his varsity debut as well. Puck smashed wide of the Spartans' goal. In the corner, it's played in behind Klimas, and a penalty coming up here against Meadville as Klimas was interfered with. Steve Young trying to get his extra attacker on. He won't have that luxury, but he will have the luxury of the game's first power play, and it couldn't have come at a better time with his team off to a rough start.
Yeah, this is going to be an important 2 minutes for Montour. Whether they score or not, Matt, they got to get some zone time, get some pucks on the net, and kind of feel this out offensively, because so far it's not been working for them. And you look at the Meadville team, 3-15 last year. Obviously, they feel they're better than that. Their program historically is better than that. And man, if they come here with something to prove tonight, up 2-0, not even 6 minutes into the contest.
37 years, 8 state championships for the aforementioned Jamie Plunkett. Only 3 playoff misses, I believe, in that span, and a couple of them came just within the past few seasons of his tenure at that school. Out in front, the Bulldogs trying to press shorthanded, and Phyllis almost had an opportunity out in front. Preston Phyllis, number 20. High sticking, the official indication against Cam Arpin, the Meadville senior. Spartans have 1:35 to go in their power play, down 2-0 to the Bulldogs with 11:25 to go in the first period here at the RMU Island Sports Center inside Clearview Arena, home of the Robert Morris women's hockey team, which will be playing its first home game since its reinstatement this approaching Saturday afternoon against St. Anselm, and a lot of folks excited about that one. Here comes Montour up through center. With it over the attacking line is Camerdice Woodruff. Camerdice Woodruff lost that puck for a moment as it's sent just outside the attacking zone. Stroka has to retreat and has to wait for his teammates to tag up, and they will. A hiccupy start for this Montour power play as Meadville has already killed half of it. Still not a shot on goal, but that changes as Fiedler puts it right on net, and Fuller makes an alert save. Spartans play it near side. Around one of the officials, Moskovitz was waiting at the half wall, but getting body positioning and out-muscling his man there was Jake Fritters, the senior defenseman. 33 to go in the Montour power play. Moskovitz with it under a bit of pressure between his own circles. Near side for Hunter Fiedler. Fiedler immediately pursued by Tartaglione, and Tartaglione picks his pocket and sails it.
Yeah, it's into
out of
the
play.
seats, I should say, yeah. Over the plexiglass down in the Montour zone, and the Meadville penalty kill, just swarming Montour. They could not get anything going. They still have 20 seconds here, but if they get a face-off win, they're going to need it, because Meadville is just on these pucks. They're looking very impressive here tonight.
A new power play unit on for Steve Young. Braden Kulak to take the face-off for Montour. Kulak pushes it to the corner. The Bulldogs try to clear it, but they can't. A good keep there by Dom Dorsch, the junior. Spartans in the corner, and taking a hard bump from behind is Kulak, the aforementioned sophomore forward. The puck battle rages on near side as the Bulldogs have killed the penalty. So the Meadville PK 1-for-1, and their lead remains 2-0 with 9:45 to go in this first period. And another penalty coming up, this one against Montour. So the Bulldogs about to get their first power play opportunity of the evening, and they're content to just get this puck deep and let Klimas, the goaltender, touch it as the whistle blows with about 9.5 to go in the opening frame. And slashing the indication, and it appears that Dylan Rogers will feel shame for 2 minutes and then get free.
I think a little frustration. There was a good battle in the corner down there to our left, and then as Meadville came out with it, I think just some frustration, a little hack as the puck left the scrum, and the refs are right on it. So now Meadville gets a chance to add to a 2-goal lead, 9.5 to go here in the opening stanza.
Montour, a team with 8 shorthanded goals last season. Now, they graduated a number of those players responsible for producing those goals, but still, this is a team that, if history is any guide, if they stay true to their identity, they will press shorthanded, especially now down by 2 goals, trying not to let the pit get deeper as Klimas makes a save from distance and hangs on to that shot from Paul Phyllis.
Oh, got to be careful. There was a man right down there, all by himself in the low slot area, number 23 for the Bulldogs. And that is Cam Argan. And yeah, he was wide open down there, trying to get a tip on it.
Meadville controlling with 1:40 to go in their first power play of the evening. Right point, Hilson down low. It comes out in front. and taken back by one of the Bulldogs. That's Mahoney. Mahoney couldn't get a clean shot off between the circles, and a good clear there by Montour's Caden Herbst. And an opportunity shorthanded for Fiedler. Fiedler just wide of goal, coming down the right wing side. Turnaround shot by Thomas Barefoot, misses the net. Paul Phillis recovering for Meadville. Taps that puck around the reach of Hunter Fiedler. And crossing the blue line for Meadville is Mahoney. Mahoney, who had the second Bulldog goal, is dispossessed, and the Spartans clear it midway through the penalty kill. Midway through the first period as well. Meadville 2, Montour nothing. Early goals by Rocco Tartaglione and Robert Mahoney at even strength. Bulldogs get a bit discombobulated at the Montour blue line, and offside indicated against the Meadville PP.
Well, I'd say a solid kill from Montour. Still almost half of it to go, Matt, but in hockey, as we know, watching it as many years as we have, a good kill can sometimes be the momentum swing a team needs, so something built here for Montour if they can hold them off the board here.
Montour last season in single A, 89.7% on the PK. That was second best of the 23 teams in the classification. So they were, throughout the season, a very capable team when under that kind of duress.
That's a strong percentage. No, I don't care who you are.
But here come the Bulldogs with half a minute to go in the man advantage, and a good poke check there. I believe that was Braden Kulak getting a blade on it for Montour. Meadville has to reset, and it does. Ryan Unick had his pocket picked. The sophomore debutant unable to carve a path toward goal, and the Spartans will get this puck the full 200 feet. Last rush maybe for the Meadville power play if Rocco Tartaglione can hurry, and Tartaglione tries to draw a penalty as he goes down in the center circle, but does not. Stroke a counterattacking from Montour as he's hooked from behind. Penalty coming up against the Bulldogs, and I don't think they get much more obvious than that.
Yeah, and that's, you know, the last thing you want to do, obviously take a penalty right after another one expires, so I'm sure the new coach not happy with that one from Meadville.
Kyle Waite's penalty kill will go to work for the second time in this first period, albeit with a 2-0 lead to protect. Just under 7.5 to go in the first. Here at the Clearview Arena inside the RMU Island Sports Center in Neville Township, Pennsylvania. Clean face-off win by the Spartans. Stroka from the point. Tries to dump this puck off, and a chance possibly shorthanded. Oh, but a bad outlet pass. That went cross ice from Mahoney, intended for Shepner. Shepner had to reach all the way back for it, so that's a bit of a break for Montour.
Yeah, that was a 2-on-1 break if they kicked that puck cleanly. That was the running before you had the ball type situation, Matt.
Stroka sends it out for Montour, and Meadville tries to send it right back into the Montour zone. Fighting for possession is Mahoney in neutral ice, but the Spartans have it. Camerdy's Woodruff, top of the left circle. Centering pass down low. Fiedler crashing the net. Couldn't get a clean shot on it. No, that was Barefoot, I beg your pardon. Thomas Barefoot unable to get a clean shot on goal. Now here is Hunter Fiedler crossing the blue line for the Spartans. Fiedler on one hand to the goal. Backhand. Good save by Fuller in tight. And play stops with 1:09 to go in the Montour power play.
He had dug the post, and that one Fiedler took a whack at it as he rounded the corner. I think it was a legit whack. I don't think the Meadville goalie was sure he had the puck, but indeed he did. With 1:09 left on this second Montour power play of the evening, and really back-to-back power plays, Matt.
And Meadville looking for back-to-back PKs for that matter as Moskovitz goes cross-ice to Barefoot, centering for Fiedler. Fiedler nuzzles that nylon for the Montour Spartans. And we've got a 2-1 game with 6:27 to go in the first.
Well, you can't take those consecutive penalties, and Montour, a good team, they take advantage of that second opportunity, and Fiedler just absolutely roofed that shot from right along the goal line pretty much. Good angle for him apparently, and it's 2-1.
The Montour Spartans on home ice tonight for their 23-24 curtain raiser, getting off to a calamitous start, but just like that, a face-off win. Very crisp puck movement, as Adam said, and a great shot by Fiedler right back in this game. Hunter Fiedler, 26 points last year. He had 17 points his first two varsity seasons combined as Klimas makes a save from middle distance. So really a breakout player last year for the Spartans and looking for bigger and better this season.
And led them with 14 goals, as we mentioned, gets their first one of the campaign here.
Barefoot picks up the primary helper, as he might have heard through the bleeding public address, as Klimas makes an unconscious save, and the rebound is again stopped by Klimas, and the net behind Klimas is dislodged a little bit more egregiously this time.
Yeah, that one was a little more obvious, I'd say.
Both teams making wholesale changes with the face-off coming inside Montour ice. Meadville's lead cut to 2-1 now on the power play goal by Thomas Fiedler.
Well, definitely some life from Montour. You know, they get a little lift from their PK, and then they get almost 4 minutes of power play time, and at least it given to them. Didn't need all 4 to get the goal. And a huge goal, really, to make it 2-1 after Meadville was really running away with this thing in the early part of the period.
Shepner behind the Montour net, controlling for the Bulldogs. To the right point for Hilson. Hilson had it go just outside the zone, offside on Meadville. Tartaglione, the first goal scorer for the Bulldogs of the Kyle Waite era. Just 62 seconds in, set up by Matt Cast. Mahoney from Shepner officially at 3:51, and just moments ago you heard Fiedler on the power play from Thomas Barefoot. Philip Pandolf gets it to the far corner for Meadville as the Bulldogs try to restore their multi-goal advantage. And a good play from his knees by Phyllis, not to give up on that puck, but the cross-ice pass is broken up by the Spartans, and Varga sends it center ice intended for Caden Herbst. Herbst couldn't get there, and Herbst makes sure Phyllis pays a price up against the Meadville bench as the puck just sort of dies at center red. Montour corralling. Trey Varga near side is muscled off that puck, and Klimas leaves his net to play it, and now Klimas is knocked down, and Klimas shaken up a bit. Oh, no penalty called as Corbel comes over the blue line for Montour the other way. Corbel toward goal, flips it off a glove hand, and how did that one stay out?
Wow.
Fuller might have gotten a piece of that one as he was reaching back. Either that or it just flat out flubbed wide. From the corner, now the Spartans suddenly have a pulse here as this puck is fired off of Meadville's stick. That was Camerdy's Woodruff pulling the trigger, and Helson got a piece of it. Otherwise, that might have gone in. Chance in transition for Mahoney. Mahoney knocked down hard. Camerdy's Woodruff making big plays at both ends of the ice for the Spartans. Montour trying to assert its physical presence here. Down by a goal as this puck goes off the blocker of Klimas. Good effort there from the sophomore Shellhaas. Outlet pass for Barefoot. Barefoot one-on-one for Montour. Cross-ice pass for Camerdy's Woodruff. Woodruff from the far corner, chasing after this puck, is knocked off it neatly by one of the Bulldogs behind the goal line. That was Fritters making that play defensively as Barefoot puts it into the glove of Fuller, who says, I'll take that. Thank you very much. Face-off coming up in the Bulldog zone.
3:46 to go in the opening period, and again, special teams matter. You get Montour goes down to man, already down 2-0. You're thinking, uh-oh, but then they kill it off. Then they get 2 of their own, and here we are. And I'll tell you what, since the goal, Matt, you said Montour's continued the momentum. They have woken up here in the latter stages of period 1.
Bulldogs win the face-off, send it to the opposite corner. Defensively, Paul Phillis playing it for Meadville. Near side it comes to Unick. Unick off a leg, and that puck took a weird bounce, but good anticipation there by Klimas, who seems to be settling down a bit in the cage for Montour, and a face-off in Spartans ice. It's going to be Phyllis, Preston Phyllis that is, taking it for Meadville against Aiden Moskovitz, and Moskovitz temporarily won the face-off, but this puck is going to go to Phyllis as he sends it to the left point for Paul Phyllis. It's on goal, and it's denied by Klimas, who just recovers the rebound in time as Tartaglione and Carlisle push and shove. Officials quick to separate those two in the waning moments of period 1.
Hard to believe, Matt. 25 years in the PIHL. I think between us, we've got maybe that many years of experience combined, added together, covering it. But it's an honor to be here tonight. I'm sure you feel the same, just to be part of it. And I haven't realized it when I got involved here this year, so very fortuitous.
We are savoring the silver this year,
That's
and we
for
are
sure.
doing so with the new commissioner, Tom Halliburka. Welcome to the family, Tom, if you are watching and or listening, which I'm sure you will at some point. We certainly appreciate the league's cooperation in helping us bring you PIHL Hockey Night Live for another season on the new PIHL network, part of 10 Band TV. And with it now for the Bulldogs is Preston Phillips. Phillips hits the brakes in the left circle. Shot toward goal. Oh, what a save by Klimas. He was second-guessing himself, but he had it all along.
Yeah, that was deflected on the way, and a good play by Meadville to try to get a redirection, but you're right. He didn't know he had it, but luckily for him, the puck knew where it was and stayed put, so still 2-1. Meadville late in the first.
Klimas, as Adam sort of alluded to earlier, only 8 minutes, 55 seconds of goaltender action last year. Again, he dressed several times for the varsity team as a skater, but this is really quite literally uncharted territory for the Montour senior, and he's got his team within a goal here as time ticks away in the first period, and the Bulldogs play it up to center. Shepner over the blue line. Shepner toward goal. Klimas makes a save, standing up. Spartans unable to clear. Fritters gets it deep toward goal. That was deflected just wide by Shepner, who was trying to pinball it between Klimas' legs, I'm sure. Shepner, far corner for Mahoney out in front. Mahoney was trying to go back to Pandolf. Pandolf to the point for Fritters. Fritters to the corner, but nobody home except for Montour's Luke Zacharias. And the sophomore plays this puck out in front. Spartans still having trouble exhausting their zone as the Bulldogs get it deep in the final 2 minutes of first period play. Near side it comes to Mahoney. Mahoney's turnaround try. That went through a sea of red skates and wide of goal. Josh Klimas, the junior, playing it defensively for Montour, and the Spartans finally chip that puck back to center ice as Steve Young wants to make a change behind the play, and Klimas just got a piece of that shot rifled by Fritters on net. Final minute and a half of first period play as Josh Klimas, puts a hard bump into one of the Bulldogs' far corner. And that shot caught a piece of Klimas' glove. Adam Klimas in goal, and might have caught a piece of the crossbar as well.
Absolutely ripped by Jake Fritters there from the right point. And I tell you what, returning to the problems Montour had early in the period, hard time clearing the zone, that sequence, the face-off. I'm sure a sigh of relief for them, but you know, after the ice is tilted a couple different times this period, and right now it's tilting Meadville's way. With a minute 17 to go, Montour's got to weather the storm once again.
Shots on goal as first period action winds down 15-7 in favor of the Bulldogs. So Adam Klimas, as his counterpart A.J. Fuller covers at the other end, truly has weathered a storm. Make that 16 now as the live score sheet has updated itself. 70 ticks to talk, and it's been an exciting first period between these Class A Gold Division combatants. Meadville, Mars, and Butler moving down to Single A this year in place of North Hills, Norwin, and Fox Chapel, all of whom have moved up to Class AA, and we'll be seeing them later this season.
1 minute remaining in the period. 1 minute.
Clever little drop pass intended for Ryan Unick. Shot on goal, and Klimas got a piece of that one. Unick just kind of put that puck blindly on net and almost snuck it through the legs of the senior netminder. From left point, Paul Phillips had that puck come outside the zone, and coming the other way is Jonah Camardis-Woodruff from Montour. Camardis-Woodruff puts it through the blue paint and wide of the net.
I think he had to beat stick side, but he couldn't hit the net.
Lead pass and a breakaway for Ryan Unick. Unick to the goal. The kids want to jump. Ryan Unick, welcome to the show. His first varsity goal for the Meadville Bulldogs. And they regain the 2-goal lead with just under half a minute to play in the first period.
Montour misses the net at one end. Meadville gets the carom, quickly headman pass on the breakaway in transition. And a nice, not much to the deke there, just picked a spot, right-handed shot, goes glove side on the goalie. And Meadville, a huge late goal with 29 seconds left in the first period.
The Road Dogs, literal dogs, Bulldogs to be exact, playing a very nice period to start their first road game and first game proper of 2023-2024. And again, taking some advantage of some inexperience between the pipes for their opponent, the Montour Spartans, as we've got 8 seconds left in the period. From center ice, it's played by Matt Cast, the senior alternate captain. Back into the Montour zone. Fritters with it as the buzzer sounds, ending period 1. And your score after one here at Clearview Arena inside the RMU Island Sports Center. The Meadville Bulldogs 3, the Montour Spartans 1. With Adam Hoerner, I'm Matt Popchock, and you're watching PIHL Hockey Night Live on the PIHL Network, part of 10 Band TV, and it's all presented by the Mount Washington Shop and Save. first period shots on goal in favor of the Meadville Bulldogs by an 18-10 count over the Montour Spartans, and it is Bulldogs 3, Spartans 1 as we get set for period 2. The teams in the midst of switching sides and having final conversations with their respective coaches. Kyle Waite hoping to take home a commemorative puck after this one as Meadville is off to a very good start on the road.
They are indeed. 3 goals in that first period from 3 different guys: Rocco Tartaglione, Robert Mahoney, and Ryan Unick. Meanwhile, for Montour, it was Hunter Fiedler on the power play about midway through the period, a little more than halfway through the period, but late goals are killers. A late goal for Meadville. We'll see how Montour responds here as we get set to start period 2.
And the Spartans try to go forward off the opening second period faceoff, which is controlled by Landon Carlisle, who is ultimately plowed by Preston Phyllis. And here come the Bulldogs as this centering pass intended for Phyllis was fanned on. Puck steered toward goal at last, and it was blockered away up high by a standing Adam Klimas. And there is a new man in goal as the Spartans attack at the other end, and Fuller makes a loud save. The rebound is fought for and put toward goal as the Spartans narrowly miss getting a second goal of the game inside the first 30 seconds of period 2. And we'll get you the name of that backup Montour goaltender in just a moment as the Meadville Bulldogs get it back to center. And it is Ethan Diani, the sophomore, seeing his first varsity action of 23-24. Very promising freshman between the pipes last year for the Spartans, as this puck is put wide of goal. Barefoot center point for Herbst. Herbst's shot blocked. Great gap control there by the captain Tartaglione, whose lead pass is off the body of Unick, the sophomore, who scored on that breakaway right before the end of the first period. Tartaglione trying to gather this puck in the right circle, nothing doing. And here comes Montour 2-on-2. Camberdice Woodruff has Fiedler trailing. Camberdice Woodruff to the corner. A little pivot maneuver there. Behind the net it comes now to Camberdice Woodruff. Burial! Jonah Camberdice Woodruff better put some respect on all 3 names. He's got the Montour Spartans back within 1.
Heck of a shot. How did they respond? Well, you just saw it. A big goal, and Montour getting the early pressure on Meadville, and it's back to a 1-goal hockey game just 92 seconds into period number 2.
You said it. Late period goals can be a killer. Early period goals can be the best medicine, and we've seen both. Camberdice Woodruff controls the ensuing faceoff, and the Spartans tie it! Blinken, you missed it! Hunter Fiedler, thank you, sir. May I have another? And in a span of 12 seconds, the Spartans have made it a 3-3 hockey game. Unbelievable.
Wow. Less than that, 8 seconds. I mean, that was unbelievable. What a play, and Camberdice Woodruff involved in it. Fiedler gets the finish, and it is 3-3, and you can hit reset on this one from the Island Sports Complex.
They're scoring them faster than you can put them into the sport engine.
Indeed.
What a start to this second period here at the Clearview Arena inside the RMU Island Sports Center. And just now we're getting the first goal announcement for Camberdice Woodruff's goal, and Fiedler picked up the primary helper on that one, so a 3-point night for Hunter Fiedler in the first game of his senior campaign here for the Spartans.
And we like Hunter Fiedler in this press box, not just because of that, but a good night for him so far. And wow, I mean, this is, Matt, it's been an action-packed night, and we're only a period and 2 minutes into this thing. What a game here to drop the puck on the new season.
A smashing debut here on PIHL Hockey Night Live on the PIHL Network. And thank you, Mount Washington Shop and Save, for helping us bring it to you. A returning sponsor for the 23-24 campaign. Bulldogs retreating to play this puck. Paul Phillis defensively around the boards. And at center ice, it is Chris Costa of Meadville sending it near side. That was intended for Arpin, but way too strong as bodies collide at the Montour blue line. Arpin and Dom Dorsch got into it. And we're going to get penalties here against the Bulldogs.
Then you get
And then you get free. Thank you, Daniel Lemieux. Heard on the loudspeaker here at the RMU Island Sports Center. Always love to hear that.
Chris Costa, the guilty party, the senior forward for Meadville, as the Montour power play, already 1 for 2 on the evening, will go back to work here in a 3-3 game with 14:38 to go to the ice cut. Bulldogs control defensively,
Meadville penalty.
given away to Stroka, who cut it off at the half wall.
Chris Costa, 2-minute minor for roughing.
Roughing the official indication against Costa, as Barefoot has it out in front. His turnaround shot was blocked. Good work and tight by Ben Hilson. Hilson all over Stroka like a cheap suit in the far corner as Stroka goes to his stomach trying to play this puck. Ben Hilson really working him over as it comes out in front. The shot is denied! Oh, what a save by Fuller with the leg, and he secures it, not yielding a rebound. Maybe his best save of the night.
Yeah, heck of a stop there. And a key one, obviously, is this Montour team has just come out firing in period 2. 2 quick ones to answer the late goal by Meadville to make it a 3-3 game, and already 1 for 2 in the power play. Matt, they'd love to make it 2 for 3 here in the second period.
And off the face-off, it is controlled by Matt Cast, the defenseman who helps the Bulldogs get a clear, and playing it carefully is Ethan Diani, the new goaltender from Montour, inserted prior to the beginning of period 2 after Adam Klimas, the senior, had been nicked for the 3 Meadville goals thus far back in period 1. Moskovitz from the half wall centering for Fiedler. Fiedler makes his move but could not get around Fritters. Fritters couldn't control the puck, however. Cameron East Woodruff on goal, save made, rebound. Spartans unable to find it, but they do control it center point. Here's Moskovitz, the erstwhile PIHL All-Star, shooting, kick save, rebound to the corner. Cameron East Woodruff, who has a goal in the second period, in pursuit. 43 to go in the Montour power play as the Bulldogs clear it up. Oh, I thought that went into the Meadville bench for a second. Officials say otherwise. And here comes Moskovitz over the attacking line for Montour. Right into the glove of Fuller, who makes a loud save with 33 to go in the penalty kill for Meadville.
A nice glove save. That was a hard shot, but no traffic. He was able to see it pretty easily. 33 ticks still left on this power play as Montour will make some changes before the face-off.
And the face-off, will come to Fuller's left, the senior goaltender of Meadville. For the first 5 shots in period 2 belong to the Montour Spartans. Both goals in the period so far belong to the Montour Spartans. 3-3 your score, under 13 to go, under 20 to go now in the Montour power play, which looks for its last rush, as directing traffic behind his own net is Strelka. Out it comes to Carlisle. Carlisle's pass a little too heavy for Kulak, and the Bulldogs look like they're going to survive this one and go to 2 out of 3 on the PK. And Costa comes back on the ice and promptly reports to the Meadville bench as Kyle Waite makes one change behind the play to put Mahoney on. To the point it comes for Landon Carlisle. Out in front, sticked aside by A.J. Fuller, controlled, however, by the Spartans. Braden Kulak is worked over along the far boards as the Bulldogs get it back to the neutral zone. J.J. Strelka crossing the blue line for Montour. Strelka, the offensive defenseman, on 1 foot trying to shoot that puck. He tries again. This time it takes a funny bounce in behind the Meadville cage. Rogers tying up a stick there as the Spartans operate, and a good blocker save there by Fuller to clear that puck before the Spartans could get to the rebound. And a nifty maneuver there down low as Fuller makes a save. Good effort there from the left wing side by Dom Dorsch.
There we got a penalty coming up against Montour, possibly. Ref's talking to one of the players. I'm not sure. We'll see.
Now the door
Maybe
to the
just a talking to.
Now I think there may have been a crease violation on the Montour Spartans, which is why the faceoff is coming outside the Meadville blue line. So the penalty box door did not open at any point on the Montour side, so we'll stay 5-a-side.
Yeah, there was a definite scrum down there, and I wasn't sure if there was a call or just a discussion, but indeed, just a discussion.
Spartans play it out from their own corner, but given away to Fritters, who puts it toward goal. That's blocked out in front by Caden Herbst before it can get to his goaltender, and Montour is content to ice this puck with 11.5 to go in a tie game, second period.
Well, icing happened when the puck comes down the bang and nobody there. My arm goes up, and the game stop then start up. Sorry.
We got the Denny
resist.
Lemieux from earlier. We got, with Dave Hansen managing the rink, as he has done for many years, we got all kinds of movie nostalgia working for us here on the island tonight.
I couldn't help it, I'm sorry.
It's one of our favorite rinks to be in the entire Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League, and it is great to be back. Again, this particular week of all weeks, with high school hockey being back, RMU women's hockey and men's hockey coming back home this weekend, as making a save for the first time tonight is Ethan Diani, the sophomore. Shot from distance is held by Diani on the effort from Cast, the senior D-man. Diani, 516 minutes played and change a year ago. 7 victories, which put him in the top 8 in the single A classification.
Yeah. No, he was their #1 netminder last year in terms of minutes played and victories, for sure. So, yeah, I mean, we say he didn't start the game, but coming in now, the kid played over 500 minutes last year, so certainly no stranger despite the youth to varsity hockey.
And from the boards, it is played by the Bulldogs, who try to retake the lead that they have surrendered. The Spartans scoring twice, 8 seconds apart early in this second period from Jonah Camardis-Woodruff and Hunter Fiedler with his second of the night, this time at even strength, to erase a 3-1 deficit for Montour at the 132 and 140 mark respectively. Pass out in front intended for Ryan Unick. Unick is dispossessed by Fiedler, and here comes Hunter Fiedler with barefoot, just barely staying onside for Montour. Fiedler trying to go cross ice for Camardis-Woodruff as that duo tries to do dynamic things. Fiedler out in front, shot from point blank is denied and held by A.J. Fuller.
No hyperbole here, Matt. Fiedler might be the fastest kid on the ice tonight. When he gets the feet moving, I mean, he's quick with the puck too. But I mean, his speed, he made that play happen just with the speed, getting around the net, finding an opening there below the dots, and putting a tough shot on net. Score stays 3-3 though with 10:22 to go.
A 3-point night so far, we emphasize, for Hunter Fiedler, which leads all participating skaters. 10 1/4 to go, second period. Meadville 3, Montour 3, as the resilient Spartans try to keep it going here on home ice. Montour, after tonight, as this is blocked away by Diani, a very road-heavy schedule. 4 straight on the road and 6 of their next 7 away from the Island Sports Center. So they want to milk that home ice advantage for all they can here in the curtain raiser. And Meadville's first home game of the Kyle Waite era, we should point out, will be the rematch between these teams in a couple weeks. Dylan Rogers for Montour. On one hand, shrugs off the stick check of Paul Phillis. Out in front it comes, it's loose and covered in the blue paint by Fuller for a face-off.
Yeah, you mentioned, you know, you talk about Meadville. You know, it's almost like, I know it's a northern Pennsylvania school, but it's almost like they're from Canada. So it's a hockey town. It's almost like a small Canadian hockey town. I was never fortunate enough to do a game from the barn up there, but I understand it's a special place to witness a hockey game.
It most certainly is, and it's going to feel very different without Jamie Plunkett there, although yeah. Kyle Waite, the new head coach, has said he still calls Jamie Plunkett. Just the other day in practice, he said, there was a particular drill I was trying to do. I couldn't remember how to do it. I called him. He was right there. He had the answers I was looking for. So, Jamie, the class act that he is, still keeping in touch and still helping out as best he can, the new leadership of that program.
It's in his blood. It's who he is. It's never going to leave him, that's for sure.
Plunkett, again, retiring this past spring as Meadville head coach, and a few springs prior to that, retiring from his day job as Allegheny College head athletic trainer. So he is fully retired at this point that we know of.
Well earned. 35 years of long bus trips, to say nothing else of the many hours he put in.
Absolutely. And here comes J.J. Stroka of the Montour Spartans over the attacking line, but Trey Varga unable to drag that back foot onside, and so they'll face it off in neutral territory.
About halfway through this hockey game, and we're basically neutral. 3-3 the score. Montour, I think, with the special teams play, you might give a slight edge on the push too. Meadville's got to regain that pressure they had early on in this hockey game. I haven't seen much of it here in period two.
And Steve Young switching goaltenders between periods. Adam Klimas out, Ethan Diani in, and Montour just sort of gradually growing into this game after that very rocky start, surrendering the 2 early goals to Tartaglione and Mahoney. And we have a delayed penalty coming up here as the Bulldogs touch up. Meadville, 272 PIMs last year, the fourth most in the AA classification, as again, we should note they're playing down one classification this year. So staying out of the box and having trouble staying out of the box is old hat for this particular Bulldog outfit.
Yeah, now the fourth chance they've given Montour tonight. They've capitalized on one of the first three. And you look, again, I think momentum favoring Montour. Not a good time to give up a power play, but we'll see what the kill has to offer.
And Montour wins the face-off and scores from the point! J.J. Strelka! Hit that horn, baby, let's dance! The Spartans have their first lead of the night.
Well, and guess who put the puck through traffic? Hunter Fiedler from the point. I think it may have been deflected, though, as you mentioned, Matt. And just a shot through traffic, nothing the goaltender could do on that one, and it's 4-3.
3 unanswered goals by the host Montour Spartans with 8:21 to go to the ice cut. And you wonder at what point will Kyle Waite extract the timeout from his pocket, if at all. Does he feel the need to rally the troops? Well, he's not going to use it just yet, it appears.
I think I would agree with that decision. It's too early. I'd save it as well.
And it didn't help Meadville that Preston Phillips, the man in the box, had a pair of shorties last year. He was one of Meadville's best penalty killers a year ago, so a little bit of salt in the wound there on special teams for the visiting Dogs. And indeed it is Strelka's goal. A 4-point night for Fiedler. And Moskovitz, the PIHL All-Star, picks up his first point of his junior campaign after registering 27 points as a sophomore. And a cross-checking call coming up against the Spartans, so the Bulldogs have a chance to equalize here.
And it's Fiedler after getting that assist. And I will stand corrected on the shot from the point. I did think it hit something on the way in other than Strelka's stick from the point, but no, it was indeed his goal. And it is 4-3, but Meadville's second chance on the power play, first of this period. We'll see if they can put one in and even the thing back up.
Ethan Diani has turned aside all 5 pieces of vulcanized rubber since being inserted into this game between periods 1 and 2. And now the Meadville power play goes to work for the second time tonight. They are 0 for 1. Snapshot. Score! Ryan Unick double dips that chip. A power play goal for the Bulldogs. Are you having fun yet? It's 4-4.
And indeed, still almost half the game to play. Unick just ripped that thing from below the dots. And Meadville answers right back, his second of the night. And Meadville 1 for 2 in the power play now.
Both these teams showed penalty killing prowess at times last year. Both these teams coming into this year, you wondered where the offense was going to come from as the Bulldogs had a chance at the side of the net, but Unick couldn't take the pass and bury what would have been an easy hat-trick goal. Well, you can throw all the offensive growing pains out the window. These teams have combined for 8 goals, and like you said, we're not done yet. Backhand try is deflected wide by one of the Spartans defensively, who barrels over one of the Bulldogs. And that was Liam Dallas getting in the way of that attempt, as Dallas gets back to his feet to try to play this puck on the back check for Montour, but he can't clear it. Paul Phillips trying to set up Preston Phillips near side. Preston Phillips dangling. Preston Phillips shooting, and that handcuffed Diani, but he hangs on.
He was looking high, and it kind of came in waist height, but Diani got the glove down. Very poised save by him. That was a good shot from the top of the left circle. And, I mean, wow. Look, you look at a 4-4 score, still half the game to play almost. This ain't the goalie's fault. These have been some hard, good shots tonight from both teams. The goalies have made some tough saves. These could be 7-7 right now. It's been a good night for the shooters, that's for sure.
You know it's a good night when you see 2 chilly goals in a game. If you know, you know. I prefer the frosty goal myself, but to each their own. Out in front, it's poked at by Fuller. And the Bulldogs will skate this out from the far corner and get it back to center for Graham Shellhaus. Shellhaus met immediately at the red line by Carlisle defensively for Montour, as one of the Bulldogs was buttressed at the Montour blue line. Montour doing a good job defensively, standing its ground on that sequence, and Fiedler sends one of his teammates the other way as this cross-ice pass comes from Barefoot, intended for Fiedler, but it was broken up. Just too many red shirts in the way of that one. Under 6 to go to the ice cut. Meadville 4, Montour 4. It was 3-1 Meadville through 1. Then suddenly it was 4-3 Montour. Meadville moments ago, a power play tally from Ryan Unick as Fiedler is knocked off this puck by Cam Arpin. And the Bulldogs will ice it with 5:38 to play.
Exciting stuff tonight. And only again, one of our doubleheader, Matt. We've got Indiana visiting West Allegheny in the nightcap at 9:15 right here on 10-Band TV and the PIHL network. So I hope you brought your pillows, folks, because we ain't done yet.
There is no rest for the weary on opening night. 9 games in total in the PIHL tonight to open the silver anniversary season. 18 of the 60 total teams in the league in action as a result, including these two in the Class A Gold Division. Meadville in red, Montour in white. Centering pass intended for Matt Cast, broken up. And that was a good play by Luke Zacharias, a sophomore on the back check. Bulldogs operate below the goal line. Turnaround try, floating puck off the stick of Zach Shepner is held by Diani.
So it stays 4-4 with 5:12 to go in the second period.
Ryan Unick with a pair for the Dogs. Hunter Fiedler with a pair for Montour. 4 points altogether on the night for Fiedler.
He's factored in every goal thus far for the Spartans.
And it's an old-fashioned shootout here, as denying the player from point blank is Diani, and the player in question was Robert Mahoney, who was looking for his second goal of the game. Mahoney in the corner now for Meadville, as he is put up against the boards by Herbst. Puck comes free to Pandolf. Pandolf couldn't get a clean stick on it. Kick save, rebound, save again, and the Bulldogs have scored!
That's Mahoney. Too many chances, and he got the rebound. It was a third attempt there in that sequence, and the Dogs get the lead back with 4:45 to go in period 2.
It's a good day to selly hard for Robert Mahoney, the Meadville junior. 3 goals last year. He's already got 66% of that on opening night.
So the Dogs come back to life. Hard to say that when they've got 4 goals on the night already, but let's face it, Montour had a lot of momentum here for most of the second period, but Meadville able to get the icebreaker here to make it 5-4.
It has been an absolutely thrilling opening night contest here to kick off our regular season coverage, as I think Diani might have gotten a piece of that shot from Tartaglione, the Meadville captain. Well, every time one team punches and punches again, even the other team just counter-punches and counter-punches again. Seesaw battle between these Class A combatants. Meadville dropping down to the single-A classification after a somewhat forgettable campaign a year ago in Double-A. Montour, second best team in the Gold Division last year, winning 16 regular season games at the single-A level. And Cast gets his second helper of the evening on the second Mahoney goal, as the Bulldogs are offside.
Of course, I mentioned earlier, Matt, you know, I'm doing very rough, not official math, but roughly 25 years experience between two of us covering this league. You know what that means, don't you? We are both older than we'd like to admit.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's that also.
That's what that means. But I just want to be clear on that.
We have been around for literally every administration by every PIHL commissioner. So let that sink in for a moment.
Yes, I think you're right, yes. Yes, indeed. All the way back to Mr. Ed Sam, a fine gentleman who we got on quite well with back in the day, and have seen quite a few regimes since then.
And I still hear from Ed, at least on social media. Every now and then he pops in, checks in, likes our posts, says hi.
Yep.
Great guy all around as Meadville comes back to center. J.J. Stroka, who had the go-ahead goal for the Spartans a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, is poke-checked up against the near boards. Montour trying to re-enter the Meadville zone, but a good job defensively there by Chris Costa to force Cameron Woodruff outside the area. Now a hard hit near side as the puck is played back to center for Cameron Woodruff. His outlet pass finds the stick of Fiedler, who wraps it around the boards in Meadville territory. Stroka trying to cut it off, but he overskated it, and the Bulldogs will outlet it to Costa. Costa over the blue line toward goal, and that just missed. Not sure if Diani got a toe on it or not, but very nearly a sixth goal for the Bulldogs. And now the Bulldogs need to get back on side and do. As pivoting in the far corner is Herbst defensively for Montour. Up ahead for Fiedler. Fiedler one-on-one against Cast. Fiedler hit the brakes and tried to go to Thomas Barefoot, who was coming right down the middle of the ice, but those two unable to connect. Stroka defensively for the Spartans. From the side of the net, it's forced up against the mesh by Pandolf of Meadville. Pandolf worked over by Stroka in the final 2 minutes before the ice cut. And that marathon puck battle is won by Montour, which gets it back to center ice. Phyllis, near side for his defensive partner Hilson, up now to Mahoney. Mahoney, edge of the right circle, and off the blocker of Diani. To the opposite corner it comes now for Herbst. Bouncing puck. Spartans unable to clear it. This time Dre Farga will take matters into his own hands. Spartans have a 3-on-2. Near side it comes for Jack Corbel. Corbel offside for Montour.
Both teams it feels like they've taken the foot off the gas a little bit here in the last minute or so, maybe trying to get to the intermission, if you will. We'll see if either team has another scoring chance in them with the last 91 seconds on the clock.
Kulak trying to dance around Preston Phillips on that faceoff, but Meadville controls the puck. Near side, it's Ryan Unick. Up ahead for Preston Phillips. Phillips pulling back in front of the official as this shot pass was intended for Tartaglione from the stick of Paul Phillips. Played in behind the net now by Unick. Unick hit from behind by one of the Spartans. And another shove from behind by Josh Klimas, the Montour defenseman. Final minute of second period play. Meadville with a 5-4 lead over the Spartans.
1 minute remaining in the period, 1 minute.
And the Bulldogs still on the attack here deep in Montour territory. Unick trying to go out in front, but too many white shirts in the way. Slap shot from a bad angle taken by Hilson is denied easily by Ethan Diani. And a lead pass finds the tape of the intended target. That's Varga. Varga to the goal. Score! Trey Varga! Montour 5, Meadville 5. He's listening to the flippin' song.
What a shot. I mean, he roofed that thing, and he was in tight when he did it. Just had to kind of flip it up a bit, and a beautiful shot from in tight to make it 5-5. Another late goal, and we are even Stevens once again.
Ryan Unick had the late period goal in the final half minute of period 1 for Meadville. Montour answering Meadville's recent power play tally, or recent even strength tally, I should say, vis-a-vis Robert Mahoney, with a goal in the final 40. And we get a whistle and a stoppage in play with 32.1 ticks to talk as Corbel went down inside the Meadville zone. Correction, Barefoot went down inside the Meadville zone, 96, not to be confused with 16.
I mean, what a hockey game. It's just been so much fun to watch here so far, folks. Hope you're enjoying it with us on 10BN TV and the PIHL Network.
And still one more period to go.
First career varsity goal scored by number 18.
And what a varsity debut for the freshman blue liner, Trey Varga. His first varsity goal, and it's a big one as Barefoot whiffs on that rebound off the shot from Fiedler. 13 seconds left in the period. Costa trying to go through the blue paint to a teammate out in front. That was Pandolf, nothing doing. Crossing the line is Barefoot for Fiedler. Fiedler for Moskowitz. Moskowitz shooting, save made Fuller. The rebound covered by Fuller right at the buzzer as tempers boil over. Both teams blowing off a little steam here as Fuller's mask got knocked completely off as he was trying to cover that puck right at the end of second period play. And Fuller appears no worse for the wear as the period has indeed expired. What a game. What a game.
Less than 15 seconds left, and Montour wound up with, I think, 2 or 3 cracks at that thing to try to send a lead into the locker room, Matt, but the Meadville netminder equal to the task, and tempers do flare as the teams head to the locker rooms.
A 6-goal second period altogether. 4 of those goals belong to the Montour Spartans. Your score through 2, Meadville Bulldogs 5, Montour Spartans 5. With Adam Hoerner, I'm Matt Popchock, and you are watching PIHL Hockey Night Live on the PIHL Network, part of 10-Man TV, presented by the Mount Washington Shop and Save. We'll have third period action in a bit, but first, some music from the 412.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save. Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Toward the goal, and that went wide of Klimas. A good pace to this one early on as it's taken by Tartaglione. Tartaglione on goal, and he scores!
Just a loose puck, Matt, and he fired it from the top of the circles right in the high slot.
Robert Mahoney toward goal. Save made by Klimas, his first stop of the night. The net is dislodged, and the Bulldogs put it out in front off the stick of Klimas, and now they've scored, but the officials wave it off. The net was clearly dislodged. Jake Fritters, the senior defenseman, thinks who sends it up ahead to Zach Shepner. Shepner, stick checked off the puck, open path to goal, and a move made and a goal. Robert Mahoney, the junior, nuzzles that nylon for the Meadville Bulldogs. Not quite 4 minutes in, and a 2-goal. Still not a shot on goal, but that changes as Fiedler puts it right on net, and Fuller makes an alert save. Spartans play it near side. Around one of the officials, Moskovitz was waiting at the half wall, but getting body positioning and out muscling a goal. Now here is Hunter Fiedler crossing the blue line for the Spartans. Fiedler on one hand to the goal, backhand, good save by Fuller in tight. And play stops with 1:09 to go in the Montour power play.
He had dug the post, and then Fiedler took a whack at it as he rounded the corner.
Looking for back-to-back PKs for that matter as Moskovitz goes cross-ice to barefoot, centering for Fiedler. Fiedler nuzzles that nylon for the Montour Spartans. And we've got a 2-1 game with 6:27 to go in the first.
Well, you can't take.
Barefoot picks up the primary helper, as you might have heard through the bleeding public address, as Klimas makes an unconscious save, and the rebound is again stopped by Klimas, and the net behind Klimas is dislodged a little bit more egregiously this time. And Klimas shaken up a bit. Oh, no penalty called as Corbel comes over the blue line for Montour the other way. Corbel toward goal, flips it off a glove hand, and how did that one stay out?
Wow.
Fuller might have gotten a piece of that one as he was reaching back. Either that or it just flat stick. That was Camerdy's Woodruff pulling the trigger, and Helson got a piece of it. Otherwise, that might have gone in. Chance in transition for Mahoney. Mahoney knocked down hard. Camerdy's Woodruff making big plays in Band TV. And with it now for the Bulldogs is Preston Phillips. Phillips hits the brakes in the left circle. Shot toward goal. Oh, what a save by Klimas. He was second-guessing himself, but he had it all along.
Yeah, that was deflected on the way.
It was on net. Final minute and a half of first period play as Josh Klimas, puts a hard bump into one of the Bulldogs' far corner. And that shot caught a piece of Klimas' glove. Adam Klimas in goal, and might have caught a piece of the crossbar as well. And wide of the net.
I think he had to beat stick side, but he couldn't hit the net. Uh-oh.
Lead pass and a breakaway for Ryan Unick. Unick to the goal. The kids want to jump. Ryan Unick, welcome to the show. His first varsity goal. Little pivot maneuver there. Behind the net it comes now to Camerdy's Woodruff. Burial. Jonah Camerdy's Woodruff better put some respect on all three names. He's got the Montour Spartans back within one.
Heck of a shot.
Camerdy's Woodruff controls the ensuing faceoff, and the Spartans tie it! Blinken, you missed it! Hunter Fiedler, thank you, sir. May I have another? And in a span of 12 seconds, Stroka goes to his stomach trying to play this puck. Ben Hilson really working him over as it comes out in front. The shot is denied! Oh, what a save by Fuller with the leg, and he secures it, not yielding a rebound. Maybe his best save of the night.
Yeah, heck of a stop there. And
Money bouncing behind the Meadville cage. Rogers tying up a stick there as the Spartans operate, and a good blocker save there by Fuller to clear that puck before the Spartans could get to the rebound, and a nifty maneuver there down from Montour. Fiedler trying to go cross ice for Camerdy's Woodruff as that duo tries to do dynamic things. Fiedler out in front, shot from point blank is denied and held by A.J. Fuller.
No hyperbole here, Matt. Fiedler might be the fastest.
And Montour wins the face-off and scores from the point! J.J. Stroka! Hit that horn, baby, let's dance! The Spartans have their first lead of the night. Periods 1 and 2, and now the Meadville power play goes to work for the second time tonight. They are 0 for 1. Snapshot, score! Ryan Unick! Showed penalty killing prowess at times last year. Both these teams coming into this year, you wondered where the offense was going to come from as the Bulldogs had a chance at the side of the net, but Unick couldn't take the pass and bury what would have been an easy hat-trick goal. Well, you can... Puck comes free to Pandolf. Pandolf couldn't get a clean stick on it. Kick save, rebound, save again, and the Bulldogs have scored!
That's Mahoney. Too many chances, and he got the rebound. It was a third attempt there in that sequence.
And a lead pass finds the tape of the intended target. That's Varga. Varga to the goal. Score! Trey Varga. Montour 5, Meadville 5. During Meadville's recent power play tally, or recent even strength tally, I should say, vis-a-vis Robert Mahoney, with a goal in the final 40, and we get a whistle and a stoppage in play with 32.1 ticks to talk as Corbel went down inside the Meadville zone. Correction, Barefoot went down inside the Meadville zone, 96, not to be confused with 16.
I mean, what a hockey game. It's just been so much fun to watch here so far, folks. Hope you're enjoying it with us on 10BN TV and the PIHL Network.
And still one more period to go. And what a varsity debut for the freshman blue liner, Trey Varga. His first varsity goal, and it's a big one as Barefoot whiffs on that rebound off the shot from Fiedler. 13 seconds left in the period. Costa trying to go through the blue paint to a teammate out in front. That was Pandolf, nothing doing. Crossing the line is Barefoot for Fiedler. Fiedler for Moskowitz. Moskowitz shooting save made Fuller. The rebound covered by Fuller right at the buzzer as tempers boil over. Both teams blowing off a little steam here as Fuller's mask got knocked completely off as he was trying to cover that puck right at the end of second period play. And Fuller appears no worse for the wear as the period has indeed expired. What a game. What a game.
Less than 15 seconds left, and Montour wound up with, I think, 2 or 3 cracks at that thing to try to send a lead into the locker room, Matt, but the Meadville netminder equal to the task, and tempers do flare as the teams head to the locker rooms.
A 6-goal second period altogether. 4 of those goals belong to the Montour Spartans. Your score through 2, Meadville Bulldogs 5, Montour Spartans 5. With Adam Hoerner, I'm Matt Popchock, and you are watching PIHL Hockey Night Live on the PIHL Network, part of 10-Man TV, presented by the Mount Washington Shop and Save. We'll have third period action in a bit, but first, some music from the 412.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
And shout out to the Red Lines for that music you heard during the ice cut, and hear more from them on musicfromthe412.com, or download the Music from the 412 app to your Roku or Amazon capable device. It is the opening night of the PIHL Silver Anniversary season and the opening night of PIHL Hockey Night Live 23-24 style on 10-Man TV, the brand new PIHL network, all presented by the Mount Washington Shop and Save. And speaking of shout-outs, shout out to Jim and Michelle Kazarowski, minding the store at the Mount Washington Shop and Save, running it again for another year. And Adam,
easy
while
for
we
you
were
to say.
Yeah, exactly. While we were away, here's something else that's easy to say. There was a penalty. A 5-minute penalty to be exact, and the Meadville Bulldogs are going to begin this third period, it appears, with a major power play.
Yeah, well, we saw the scrum again in the second. We saw the captains with the referee at the penalty box area before they went off the ice. So we knew something was going on, didn't know exactly what, and now we find out what. So in a game of major momentum swings, Matt, and the ice tilting back and forth, Montour's got their backs up against the wall here to start the third period.
And even more so as Hunter Fiedler, it seems, has been ejected.
Oh, that is 4-point night for Mr. Fiedler. That is not good.
Grabbing the face mask and a game misconduct, the official call against Fiedler of Montour, as Josh Klimas and Phil Pandolf of Montour and Meadville, respectively, were given coincidental minor penalties at the end of the period as well. So, again, a major power play for the Meadville Bulldogs, trying to untie a 5-5 tie as we are back to action here at the Clearview Arena inside the RMU Island Sports Center in Neville Township. And what a night it has been so far. Again, Montour's top point getter in this game out for the rest of the game after taking a major penalty right at the end of period 2, and a snapshot from above the right circle is held by Ethan Diani. No rebound.
Well, and this is where, what hurts more for Montour? We're going to find out, missing Fiedler or the 5-minute power play because they're missing Fiedler. We're going to find out which will hurt more for Montour.
Puck forced outside the zone. Good aggressive penalty killing there by Thomas Barefoot. We told you about Montour's penalty-killing prowess a season ago. Meadville 1 for 3 entering period 3 on the power play. Montour 2 of 4 on the night. Again, Meadville can score as many times as possible. It's a major power play with 1 minute gone by off the penalty to Fiedler. Snapshot from between the circles by Unick is denied from in close range by Diani. Bulldogs still with this puck as it comes to the right point for Tartaglione. Tartaglione to Unick. Unick through a crowd. Save made, rebound, put off the side of the net. Bulldogs have it again. Turnaround shot put just wide of goal. That effort coming off the stick of Schneppner. Schneppner now for Tartaglione, the Meadville captain. Tartaglione shooting. Oh, that caught a piece of Diani. Montour under extreme duress here with 3:23 to go in the major Meadville power play. And the puck is Murphy dumped the length of the ice by one of the Spartans.
That was Stroka, I think.
Yes, Stroka indeed made the play.
It's a little bit of a few seconds of breath anyway from Montour as they change some bodies.
Preston Phillips over the attacking line toward the goal, had it roll off his stick at the last moment as he is hounded by Dom Dorsch. Phillips trying to create separation from the Montour defenseman, cuts in close, save made, rebound, it's loose and cleared out of there. Jonah Camerdy's Woodruff not standing on ceremony. Coming back shorthanded for Montour, bumped off this puck, but keeps his feet, and it's deflected just wide of the net. 2:45 to go in the power play. Sorry, Adam.
No, you're fine. Just try to center that thing, but really nobody home to take the pass.
Cam Arpin, 1-on-4, waiting for the rest of his mates to come on here. And here's Phillips toward goal. Preston Phillips, just missing the target as Montour comes back 2-on-2, and they're content to just get this puck deep as Camerdy's Woodruff may want to come off here.
Now, he may have had Diani beat up high, but missed the net. And over halfway through the 5-minute major now for Montour.
Steve Young getting some fresh PKers out on the ice as the Spartans had trouble playing that puck. It got tied up at the skates of Braden Kulak. Final 2 minutes of the major power play to begin this third period. Hunter Fiedler, who had 4 points for the Spartans, getting 5 in a game at the end of period 2 for grabbing the goaltender's mask. To center point it comes. Now cross ice. Mahoney shooting toward net. Deflected wide and put just wide. Oh, unable to smash in the rebound was Arpin on the doorstep. Golden chance there for the Bulldogs. Couldn't finish. Arpin fighting for possession. Gets it to Mahoney. Mahoney waiting and watching. Now up high for Hilson. Ben Hilson dropping and trading places with Robert Mahoney. Mahoney's shot on the doorstep. Save made, cleared out of there. And getting a stick on that defensively was Herbst. 1:23 to go in the power play for Meadville. Bouncing puck. Out in front it comes. Cam Arpin for Hilson. Hilson from below the goal line. Hilson to the point. Phyllis had trouble with it, and that's a break for Montour. 1 minute to go in the major power play for Meadville. Phyllis onside now as he dangles and tries to shoot, but it was blocked. Good pressure there by Stroka.
Tripping call coming up against Montour here. They had Meadville had a fresh guy on the ice, and somebody's stick got in between the blades, and he went down. So Montour is gonna put another guy in the box. So 58 seconds of two-man time for Meadville coming up.
Josh Klimas's minor penalty, by the way, is over. And ditto the minor penalty on his counterpart, Phil Pandolf. You just saw Klimas go back to the Montour bench.
And that's a Strelka coming off for Montour, so a key penalty killer as well, Matt. You'll be without him for 2 minutes.
Indeed, and we also want to point out, thank you, Michael Lyman, that Dom Dixon was the one serving the major penalty for Hunter Fiedler, the junior forward. We want to make sure we throw that out there. A 53-second 5-on-3 advantage for the Meadville Bulldogs in the 5-5 game, and from an impossible angle, the Bulldogs have taken a 6-5 lead with 12:48 to go, and you can break out the chapeaus, baby, for Ryan Unick.
I believe you said first varsity goal earlier in this game. Well, now he's got his first three, my friend. And you said it, almost an innocent-looking shot from the dot on the left wing side, and finds a way over the shoulder of Diani, and it is 6-5, and the 5-minute major still in effect, so still two guys in the box for Montour.
The Spartans played with fire, and despite the best efforts of Diani and the penalty kill, they finally did get burned by that Meadville attack. The Bulldogs with their second power play goal of the evening on the back end of this major power play. And so now it's a conventional 5-on-4 advantage for Meadville for another 35 seconds with 12 and a half to go in regulation. Bulldogs 6, Montour Spartans 5. Unick on his backhand. Unick toward goal. That was played aside, I believe, by Moskovitz defensively. To the point it comes for Preston Phyllis. Phyllis toward goal. From the doorstep, it's whacked at and put just wide by one of the Bulldogs. And that was Phyllis, I believe, Preston Phyllis. So the Spartans, on the one hand, do a nice job of damage control as Moskovitz goes down, and Montour fans want a penalty called, and we do get a whistle as a stick is broken, and tripping will be indicated against the Meadville Bulldogs.
Yep, and a lot of barking after the play between the two squads. And Montour does indeed get the man advantage. Try to even this thing back up with just under 12 minutes left on the clock in period 3.
Second period shots, by the way, were 17-12 in favor of Montour. For the game, through 2 periods, it was 30-27 in favor of Meadville. The Bulldogs have all 7 shots thus far in the third period, and on their 7th, they scored. They have the lead, but no lead exactly safe in this game.
As we've seen throughout the evening, and many different types of leads as well, Matt. It's been an interesting hockey game here at RMU.
Montour getting their 5th power play chance of the evening. Each team is 2 for 4 on the PP thus far. Moskovitz in tight, trying to sneak it past Fuller. That's a higher percentage shot than a lot of people think, but Fuller made the save.
Yeah, a nice stop on that one to keep it 6-5 with 11:44 rather left on the third period clock. And if this hasn't been enough hockey action for you folks, don't worry. We're hanging around all night. 9:15 puck drop right here still at RMU. We got Indiana visiting West Allegheny. We got you covered.
Our close examination of the Class A gold division continues. Both of those teams qualified for last year's Penguins Cup playoffs, albeit both being bounced in the first round. And on the same day, to boot, February 27th, Battle of the Indians. Indiana, the Little Indians, and West Allegheny's Indians will have the nightcap. Here it is Meadville 6, Montour 5, as Montour has 1:35 left on their power play opportunity here in the third period. Moskovitz with speed over the line. Nice draw pass shot. That got a piece of Fuller and went wide, and a good clear defensively by Tartaglione. The Meadville captain coming off, and some fresh penalty killers coming on for Kyle Waite as Stroka was knocked off balance momentarily by Mahoney. Stroka on his backhand after crossing the Meadville blue line, drops for Camerdy's Woodruff. Cross ice, this puck comes to Barefoot. Barefoot trying to go back to Camerdy's Woodruff, who makes a nice play to keep the play on side, but just for a fleeting moment, as clearing that puck is Unick, who completed his hat trick earlier in this third period with the power play tally. Camerdy's Woodruff with speed over the attacking line. For Moskovitz. Moskovitz has space. He shoots it just over the bar as it went off a Montour shirt. From up high, it comes to Varga. Varga's shot deflects, not quite out of play. Camerdy's Woodruff coming after this puck near corner. And it's kept in the zone by Varga. Varga hit from behind. Keeps his feet, but can't keep the puck. And a 2-on-1 possibly shorthanded for the Bulldogs. Mahoney leading Unick. Unick shooting, save made. Diani, and that's huge to keep it a 1-goal affair. 15 to go in the penalty kill for Meadville, and the Bulldogs look like they're going to be able to conquer this. It goes off Camerdy's Woodruff stick. 8 seconds left. Spartans need to hurry if they want to get another opportunity here on the 5-on-4. But Moskovitz can't handle with the blue line, and in hot pursuit is Chris Costa as Costa goes down off of Varga's shoulder. Preston Phillips over the line. Phillips backhander, score!
Fresh out of the box.
He pulls a Lloyd Christmas and totally redeems himself. Meadville 7, Montour 5. And the shower of offense continues here in Neville Township.
That is a nice goal by Preston Phillips. Comes down, just walks down Broadway, roofs the backhander with 9:50 left on the clock, and a big 2-goal lead for Meadville. This feels like quite a chasm the way the third period has gone thus far.
The Bulldogs had a 2-goal lead earlier in this game. It was 3-1 Meadville after one. Montour with 3 unanswered in the second period from Camerdy's, Woodruff, and Fiedler 8 seconds apart. Then J.J. Stroka on the power play at 8:39. Then Meadville retaking the lead at 5-4 on goals by Unick and Mahoney in the second period. Montour equalizing right before the ice cut on a breakaway goal by newcomer Trey Varga. Then in this third period, goals by Unick on the major power play, and moment ago, Preston Phyllis. Shot off the blocker from Shellhaus is denied by the Montour sophomore Ethan Diani. 9.5 to go in regulation. This puck deflected up into the protective netting on the shot from left point, and so they'll face it off in Montour ice.
We got 3 different players looking for the hat trick tonight. Interesting note there. Of course, one of those players unfortunately had to leave the game. So we're down to 2 looking for the HT. And that is Unick. Oh, sorry, Unick got the HT. We got one more. Mahoney's looking for the HT still. That's right, Unick did get it here in the third. So I can't do math.
Well, it should be noted. It should be noted that as this puck goes wide of goal, rebound fired by Pandolf, and it goes in!
It's in.
Between the pillows, Phil Pandolf. He went all of last regular season without a varsity goal. Now he's got one on opening night, 23-24. And Meadville has its biggest lead of the game. Bulldogs 8, Spartans 5.
Take nothing away from the goal scorer. We said this has been a shooter's night. I think Diani would like to have that one back, if we're being honest. He had it, and then he just lost it, trickled in there.
Feel like some chili? Or Frosties?
We are there, 8-5.
Yes.
we were there a goal ago, 8-5.
And to finish the thought that I had started before the goal, last year's PIHL Hockey Night Live season opener, which took place at Barrel at the time, was an 8-5 win by Avonworth over Wheeling Park. So these high-scoring opening night games becoming a 10-band TV PIHL network tradition. I guess traditions have to start somewhere. Still, as strange as it feels to say, a lot of time left in this game. 8.5 to go, midway through the third period. But Meadville has scored 3 unanswered goals after seeing their lead evaporate right before the ice cut. And a hard hit there on Stroka by Tartaglione, and Stroka's helmet was knocked completely off his head. And Stroka immediately barking at the referee for a cross-checking call. And Stroka might get the gate for saying some verbiage that he shouldn't have.
Looks like that'll be the case.
Referee Belke is sending him off, and Camerdy's Woodruff is trying to restrain Stroka now next to the Montour penalty box.
He's still barking at the refs, Matt.
And he's going to get a misconduct and an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty for abusive official. So Jonah Camerdy's Woodruff, who also was integral to Montour's rally, or rallies plural, his night also now done. So 2 key absences now, Fiedler and Camerdy's Woodruff, his line mate for Steve Young's Montour Spartans. Not exactly how any coach draws up his first night behind the bench as the guy in charge.
No, indeed. And we have an official's timeout, or maybe Montour may have called their timeout, but everybody's at the benches right now, including
They're
the
explaining,
officials.
I think, to the coach what the calls are.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. But
and why the calls are what they are, for that matter.
You know, and I'll tell you what, I get it. These are kids, emotions run high. You got to be careful because they're already sending you off. You don't want to get a suspension or something for that. That's where you got to watch that stuff. And I know they're kids and they're going to do that stuff sometimes, but getting thrown out of the game for physical violation is one thing. Then barking at the refs afterward, you got to, even if you think you're right, you got to watch that stuff. And we'll see if the league does in fact drop the hammer as the next couple of days play out.
Now, the game has gotten chippier and chippier as the night has gotten later. Of that much we are certain. And Quinn Dalverney, for whatever it is worth, will serve the lesser of the 2 infractions against Jonah Camerdy's, or against J.J. Stroka, I should say. J.J. Stroka. I may have said Cameron Woodruff was the one kicked out. I beg your pardon. It was J.J. Stroka who was restrained by Cameron Woodruff as he was being excused from the ice.
2-minute minor for unsportsmanlike conduct, a 10-minute misconduct, and a game misconduct. Time of penalties 8:29.
So it is a conventional 5-on-4 power play to the Meadville Bulldogs when all is said and done, as J.J. Stroka essentially has been ejected from the game for abuse of officials after the whistle. This puck put off the side of the net with under 8 to go in the game. Meadville trying to salt this one away, and it has been a wild one to say the least. Kyle Waite looking for his first win in his first game, I should say, as Jamie Plunkett's successor. Out in front, this one-timer is whiffed on a bit by Zach Shepner, and now Shepner is knocked to the ice by Landon Carlisle, so we've got even more extracurricular activity after the whistle here with 1:13 to go in the Meadville power play, and now Josh Klimas is trying to restrain Landon Carlisle. Montour just... Thomas Barefoot, I saw, slammed his own stick against the side of the Montour bench. The Spartans are just having trouble getting out of their own way right now.
Yeah. Zach Shepner had a crack at that one as well on that last sequence, but couldn't tuck it in. And yeah, Montour needs another penalty here to the Spartans, am I right? Yeah, we got another guy going in the box here, Matt.
It is Landon Carlisle going off, and Landon Carlisle is barking at Preston Phillips, who went off for Meadville, so it remains a Meadville power play.
Penalties to number 6, Landon Carlisle. Meadville penalties to number 20, Preston Phillips. 2 minutes each for unsportsmanlike conduct.
2 minutes each to those guys, you heard it.
Time of penalties 7:41.
And for all that fracas after the whistle, again, it remains 5-on-4 hockey for another 65 seconds, barring further developments, of course,
At 7:41.
as you saw Ethan Diani make a save a moment ago. Mahoney on this puck for the Bulldogs. Mahoney on the off wing, behind the net. Now Mahoney content to just play this puck to Phyllis as those two trade places. Phyllis loses an edge. Paul Phyllis, a defenseman from left point, cross ice to a wide open Hilson. Hilson trying to go east-west to Mahoney. Mahoney on his backhand toward goal. Save made, no rebound.
7:03 to go. Still a 3-goal lead for Meadville. Meadville with 3 unanswered here in the third period. After Montour tied it at 5 late in the second, the Meadville came out with all the momentum after the ice cut and have really owned this third period as Montour's lacked discipline as well.
Unick, the power play goal on the major penalty between periods against Hunter Fiedler. 4:14 into the period, then a pair of goals 37 seconds apart as the Montour students express their approval. It's something that happened inside the Spartan zone.
And Mahoney got flattened by somebody.
Mahoney has the puck now for Meadville atop the right wing circle. Mahoney trying to create space himself. Nifty move there. He shoots just wide. Oh, that would have been a nifty way to get the HT for Robert Mahoney. Spartans now back to equal strength. Delverne is up ahead of the play, but a good play off the hand legally by Paul Phyllis. And Phyllis is going to get called for the hand pass, but he really did serve his purpose there. He was just trying to break up the lead play intended for Delverne.
We got some more frustrated Spartans. Somebody broke their stick out there just at the end of a shift. And just Montour getting frustrated at things that I mean, I'm watching. I'm not seeing what's bothering them, but obviously being down 3 goals is bothering them. But, I mean, whatever Meadville's doing to get under their skin, they're doing it very quietly, that's for sure.
Only 4 seniors on this Montour team out of the 24 rostered players on Steve Young's squad. So what few seniors he does have really do have to try and lead by example here as time ticks away in this third period. 10 juniors on the Montour roster. Again, this is a team that was a very good team a year ago, and after the controversial playoff omission, they feel that their window of opportunity, I'm sure, is still very much open with all those talented juniors and some decent underclassmen waiting in the wings for their turn. Meadville, as we said earlier, a little more top-heavy with 9 seniors on the squad as this puck is covered up. And we want to take a moment, by the way, to thank one of our sponsors, Weight Loss Direct, for sponsoring another season of PIHL Hockey Night Live on the PIHL Network. Scan the Weight Loss Direct QR code that you've seen on your screen throughout the night to save $50 off your own personal weight loss program. Bulls on parade by Rage Against the Machine. You just heard tonight. It's the Bulldogs on parade, and they're back on the parade as Diayani is forced to go west to east and make a save, and he stops the rebound. What crisp puck movement late in this game by the Bulldogs, who somehow, after that long bus ride and in a 13-goal hockey game, still have the energy.
Carlisle and Phyllis fresh out of the box and immediately barking at each other, man. I don't think the fireworks are done in this one with 5:34 still on the clock. I don't think the refs have blown the whistles for the final time. Let's put it that way.
Shot from a bad angle, and Diayani hugging the far post to make that save for Montour. Bulldogs right back on this puck as it's put wide, deflected off a defenseman's stick on the effort by Shellhaus of Meadville. Spartans clear it, but not out. Mahoney intercepts. Slap shot blocked. The rebound is put right in between the knees of Diayani, but he does not allow a rebound.
It's the third period's been very odd, I think. I mean, the opening power play, the first 5 minutes seemed to go really fast, and then the last 10 minutes or so have gone very slowly. A lot of stoppages, obviously 3 Meadville goals in that span. And here we enter the final stages of this third period.
What did you just say a moment ago?
Yeah, another whistle. Yeah, something about whistles not being done yet. Yeah, we got a tripping call, looks like, against the Dogs. So the Spartans will have a chance there with 5:02 with another power play opportunity.
You were worried that you wouldn't have your old form. I think you can allay your fears. You nailed it.
Well, you know, when you see the kids barking, you just know, because that's the thing. When you see, we've watched enough of these games, when the kids are barking, you know there's going to be action behind it, and that's what I was basically anticipating.
And so the Montour Spartans try to find something positive to build on late in this game. Still 5 minutes left as Fuller is forced to make a save on the opening sequence of this Montour power play. Both teams officially 2 for 5 on the evening. The junior defenseman Cole Sobolewski getting some late ice time here for Kyle Waite as the penalized player, and a chance shorthanded for Tartaglione. Tartaglione shoots off the tip of the glove of Diayani. Diayani keeps battling as the Spartans try to get a quick counter going. Cameron Woodruff, who's had a busy night at both ends of the ice, goes near side for Aiden Moskovitz. And, you know, we don't talk much about defense in an 8-5 game, but by and large, Meadville doing a good job containing Aiden Moskovitz and making sure that he's been a minimal factor on the score sheet, the Spartans' leading scorer.
Yeah, 27 points last year. We talked about it. Haven't really called his name very much. You're right, Matt.
And Moskovitz fired that puck on goal, so not for nothing. Fuller forced to make a save on the Montour youngster from in tight. Past the midpoint of the Montour power play. 3:50 to go in regulation. Meadville trying to just get out of here in one piece. Ditto the Montour Spartans as Barefoot shoots and Barefoot scores. Thomas Barefoot.
He's going to give what for to a couple of Bulldog fans in the stands. And, well, I didn't get to make the point yet, but that was a key power play for Montour. If you're going to get one, try to come back late in the game, you've got to score on that power play, and they do. Back to a 2-goal deficit with still 3:44 to go. And as we've seen in this game, at 3:44 might as well be 20 minutes. A lot of stuff can happen in 3:44 the way things have gone here tonight.
There is only one member of last year's PIHL All-Star teams on the roster for either of these teams, and that is Aiden Moskovitz. He was an All-Star last year. The others have all graduated. Having said that, this officially feels like an All-Star game, and right down to the point of this game being in the rink where the All-Star game takes place annually. Meadville 8, Montour 6 is your score now with 3:20 remaining in period 3. 1980s hockey as Moskovitz hits the target, and we've got a 1-goal game.
Well, His ears were ringing. What, you haven't heard my name? You haven't called my name? Call it now, baby. 8-7, 30 seconds after the barefoot goal mat. I told you folks, bring your pillows, get comfortable. This will be a long night of hockey. This game is not over yet. It's 8-7.
Absolutely incredible. The Spartans, down and seemingly out, are still very much alive with 3:14 remaining in regulation. I said 1980s hockey, I meant 1980s hockey. An 8-7 game now as the Bulldogs' lead is suddenly reduced to a single goal. Tartaglione dropping for Preston Phyllis.
Is that Robbie Brown on the ice? Sorry.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a windmill before the end of the night, one way or the other, whether it's a goal celebration or something else, but I digress. Tartaglione outletting now for Ryan Unick. Back for Tartaglione. Tartaglione hitting the brakes. Tries to center for Preston Phyllis. Phyllis couldn't take that pass, and the Spartans ice this puck. Oh, Carlisle not happy with himself as he just put a little too much sauce on that outlet pass.
Well, we have a scheduled 9:15 puck drop for our nightcap, and I say scheduled because we may need some extra time here tonight. We might need extra time. We'll see if Montour can get the equalizer. You know, I look back, Matt, to the shorthanded breakaway by Tartaglione. He blocked the shot, he walked down and missed the net, and that would have been 9-5. Instead, it's 8-7. That, you think back to that one, it matters.
Diani makes a save off the faceoff, and the puck comes out to center and is chopped at immediately by Mahoney as Meadville just wants to get pucks deep. And they really are in survival mode now, the Bulldogs, trying to nail down this game and hold the lead as one of them went down in the corner, and wanting a call was Pandolf. He won't get one with 2:14 to go. And we will keep an eye on how much longer the Montour net remains occupied as time ticks away in this third period. Meadville 8, Montour 7. Ben Hilson over the line. Hilson for Mahoney. Mahoney looking to go back to Hilson. Oh, maybe Mahoney should have been selfish and shot that one, but the point moot as Montour ices the puck with 1:51 to go. And the terrestrial clock, at least on your phone, on my computer, reads 9:02 Eastern Daylight Time. So PIHL curfew rules may or may not come into play here with 1:51 remaining in the third period. We shall see what happens. It's been a very fast-moving game, as the games usually are at this level. Even with this game being as high-event a game as it has been. Bulldogs just trying to keep this puck deep and hang on here for Kyle Waite's first victory as Meadville varsity head coach. Moskovitz fan on that attempted pass to Barefoot. Dorsch gets it back to center. And with it now for Montour, getting knocked down as Cameron Woodruff as he puts an old-fashioned hip check into the body of Ryan Unick. Bulldogs have this puck. Centering pass, Unick shooting, save made, Diani, I should say, and there is no rebound.
I think Unick might have caught a stick or something. He's laboring off the ice here, Matt, after that sequence. Got a decent shot off, but maybe just a Charlie horse, but he is laboring to the bench. Under his own power, but still laboring. Buck 14 to go regulation, 8-7 Montour trails.
I think Steve Young was about to use his timeout, but then he saw the terrestrial clock, and then he signaled to the scores table, never mind. Yeah. So they're just gonna let this face-off play out, and Meadville wins the face-off. As we approach the final minute of third period play. Shot from the point, save made by Diani. 63 ticks to talk in an 8-7 hockey game, which is not a sentence either of us thought we would say out loud tonight, but here we are.
I mean, yeah. I don't think we knew what to expect tonight, but it's certainly been a firework-filled opener here at RMU.
Two teams, each dealing with roster attrition in their own ways, each looking for an identity on offense coming into this season, having absolutely no difficulty producing offense as the Spartans are trying to signal to their goaltender to come off, and finally Diani gets the memo and comes off with 42 seconds remaining in regulation. Shot from distance was blocked, and the Bulldogs try to swipe at it and clear it. They can't. Now they will as it comes just outside the area. Moskovitz being worked over by Shepner. Shepner fighting for possession. It comes to Mahoney. Mahoney can't swipe at this puck. Shepner fighting for it. It's poked out with 25 seconds left. The Spartans' Caden Herbst outlets it, but it's picked off by Meadville's Matt Cast. Cast taking his time, carefully playing this puck around the boards. Kept in by Moskovitz, but not for long. Mahoney, the length of the ice. Icing on Meadville, 12.8 to go.
Well, one more offensive zone faceoff for the Spartans. We'll see if they can win this thing and get a couple of cracks at it. And the way the game has gone, it's very possible that they will. So buckle up, guys. We ain't done yet.
An unreal start to the 2023-2024 PIHL season. 10 seconds left. It's fired toward the open net, and the Bulldogs have finally, mercifully, put this one on ice as Paul Phillips, the junior D-man,
I mean, he fired that thing.
did indeed. And the elder, one of the two Phillips brothers, I should say, they're both juniors, makes it 9-7 in favor of Meadville.
That was
a 180-foot goal.
Dougie Phillips, I believe, on that one.
Meadville goal scored by number 5.
3 seconds left. Puck is slapped wide by Chris Costa, and Kyle Waite, you can keep that puck because you have won your first game as Meadville head varsity coach in the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League. Congratulations to Coach Waite and his staff. And hey, I'm going to say it if nobody else will. Congratulations to the Montour Spartans on a game effort here on home ice in one of the wildest season openers in memory.
Wild indeed. I mean, a team that, you know, in Montour that went down 2 goals early, down 3-1 after 1, and came out firing in the second, turned this into a hockey game. It's 5-5 after 2, but then the 5-minute major, I think, really hurt Montour. Ultimately, of course, Meadville got 3 unanswered to open the third, and on we went to the 9-7 final. Special teams, though, huge tonight for both teams. A lot of momentum swings, a lot of it fed off of that penalty kill and that power play for both teams. A lot of different looks tonight for that both teams got. We saw some major penalties. We saw some 5-on-3. We saw no shorties tonight. That was the only thing we didn't see, I think.
We had lots to talk about coming in. We've got lots and lots more to talk about coming out after this one. Thank you, Adam Hoerner. Thank you, executive producer Todd Kazarowski. Thank you, Michael Lyman, for your fine work on camera, as always. Final score of Game 1 of our PIHL Hockey Night Live opening night doubleheader is the Meadville Bulldogs 9 and the Montour Spartans 7. Indiana versus West Allegheny is coming up next here at the Clearview Arena inside the RMU Island Sports Center, and you're watching it on PIHL Hockey Night Live on the new PIHL Network, part of 10 Band TV, presented by the Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Toward the goal, and that went wide of Klimas. A good pace to this one early on as it's taken by Tartaglione. Tartaglione on goal, and he scores!
Just a loose puck, Matt, and he fired it from the top of the circles right in the high slot.
Robert Mahoney toward goal. Save made by Klimas, his first stop of the night. The net is dislodged, and the Bulldogs put it out in front off the stick of Klimas, and now they've scored, but the officials wave it off. The net was clearly dislodged. Jake Fritters, the senior defenseman, thinks who sends it up ahead to Zach Shepner. Shepner, stick checked off the puck. Open path to goal, and a move made and a goal. Robert Mahoney, the junior, nuzzles that nylon for the Meadville Bulldogs. Not quite 4 minutes in, and a 2-goal. Still not a shot on goal, but that changes as Fiedler puts it right on net, and Fuller makes an alert save. Spartans play it near side. Around one of the officials, Moskovitz was waiting at the half wall, but getting body positioning and out muscling a goal. Now here is Hunter Fiedler crossing the blue line for the Spartans. Fiedler on one hand to the goal, backhand, good save by Fuller in tight. And play stops with 1:09 to go in the Montour power play.
He had dug the post, and that one, Fiedler took a whack at it as he rounded the corner.
Looking for back-to-back PKs for that matter as Moskovitz goes cross-ice to barefoot, centering for Fiedler. Fiedler nuzzles that nylon for the Montour Spartans. And we've got a 2-1 game with 6:27 to go in the first.
Well, you can't take.
Barefoot picks up the primary helper, as he might have heard through the bleeding public address, as Klimas makes an unconscious save, and the rebound is again stopped by Klimas, and the net behind Klimas is dislodged a little bit more egregiously this time. And Klimas shaken up a bit. Oh, no penalty called as Corbel comes over the blue line for Montour the other way. Corbel toward goal, flips it off a glove hand, and how did that one stay out?
Wow.
Fuller might have gotten a piece of that one as he was reaching back. Either that or it just flat stick. That was Camerdy's Woodruff pulling the trigger, and Helson got a piece of it. Otherwise, that might have gone in. Chance in transition for Mahoney. Mahoney knocked down hard. Camerdy's Woodruff making big plays in band TV. And with it now for the Bulldogs is Preston Phillips. Phillips hits the brakes in the left circle. Shot toward goal. Oh, what a save by Klimas. He was second-guessing himself, but he had it all along.
Yeah, that was deflected on the way.
It was on net. Final minute and a half of first period play as Klimas, Josh Klimas, puts a hard bump into one of the Bulldogs' far corner. And that shot caught a piece of Klimas' glove. Adam Klimas in goal, and might have caught a piece of the crossbar as well. And wide of the net.
I think he had to beat stick side, but he couldn't hit the net. Uh-oh.
Lead pass and a breakaway for Ryan Unick. Unick to the goal. The kids want to jump. Ryan Unick, welcome to the show. His first varsity goal. Little pivot maneuver there. Behind the net it comes now to Camerdy's Woodruff. Burial. Jonah Camerdy's Woodruff. Better put some respect on all three names. He's got the Montour Spartans back within one.
Heck of a shot.
Camerdy's Woodruff controls the ensuing faceoff, and the Spartans tie it! Blinken, you missed it! Hunter Fiedler, thank you, sir. May I have another? And in a span of 12 seconds, Stroka goes to his stomach trying to play this puck. Ben Hilson really working him over as it comes out in front. The shot is denied! Oh, what a save by Fuller with the leg, and he secures it, not yielding a rebound. Maybe his best save of the night.
Yeah, heck of a stop there. And
he bouncing behind the Meadville cage. Rogers tying up a stick there as the Spartans operate, and a good blocker save there by Fuller to clear that puck before the Spartans could get to the rebound, and a nifty maneuver there down from Montour. Fiedler trying to go cross ice for Camerdy's Woodruff as that duo tries to do dynamic things. Fiedler out in front, shot from point blank is denied and held by A.J. Fuller.
No hyperbole here, Matt. Fiedler might be the fastest.
And Montour wins the face-off and scores from the point! J.J. Strelka! Hit that horn, baby, let's dance! The Spartans have their first lead of the night. Periods 1 and 2, and now the Meadville power play goes to work for the second time tonight. They are 0 for 1. Snapshot, score! Ryan Unick. Double showed penalty killing prowess at times last year. Both these teams coming into this year, you wondered where the offense was going to come from as the Bulldogs had a chance at the side of the net, but Unick couldn't take the pass and bury what would have been an easy hat-trick goal. Well, you can... Puck comes free to Pandolf. Pandolf couldn't get a clean stick on it. Kick save, rebound, save again, and the Bulldogs have scored!
That's Mahoney. Too many chances, and he got the rebound. It was a third attempt there in that sequence.
And a lead pass finds the tape of the intended target. That's Varga. Varga to the goal. Score! Trey Varga. Montour 5, Meadville 5. Meadville's recent power play tally, or recent even strength tally, I should say, vis-a-vis Robert Mahoney, with a goal in the final 40. And we get a whistle and a stoppage in play with 32.1 ticks to talk as Corbel went down. A 53-second 5-on-3 advantage for the Meadville Bulldogs in the 5-5 game, and from an impossible angle, the Bulldogs have taken a 6-5 lead with 12:48 to go, and you can with the power play tally. Cameron Woodruff with speed over the attacking line for Moskowitz. Moskowitz has space. He shoots it just over the bar as it went off a Montour shirt. From up high, it comes to Vargo. Keep the puck. And a 2-on-1 possibly shorthanded for the Bulldogs. Mahoney leading Unic. Unic shooting, save made. Diani, and that's huge to keep it a 1-goal affair. 15 to go in the penalty kill for Meadville, and the Bulldogs look like they're going to be pursued as Chris Costa, as Costa goes down off of Varga's shoulder. Preston Phillips over the line. Phillips backhander, score!
Fresh out of the box.
He pulls a Lloyd Christmas and totally redeems himself. Meadville 7 line of goal. Rebound fired by Pandolf, but it goes in!
It's in.
Between the pillows, Phil Pandolf. He went all of last regular season without a varsity goal. Now he's got one on open. Some late ice time here for Kyle Waite as the penalized player, and a chance shorthanded for Tartaglione. Tartaglione shoots off the tip of the glove of Diani. Diani keeps battling as the Spartans. Meadville trying to just get out of here in one piece. Ditto the Montour Spartans as Barefoot shoots and Barefoot scores. Thomas Barefoot.
He's going to give 1-4 to a couple of Bulldog fans in the stands.
With 3:20 remaining in period 3. 1980s hockey as Moskowitz hits the target. And we've got a 1-goal game.
Well,
old-fashioned hip check into the body of Ryan Unic. Bulldogs have this puck. Centering pass, Unic shooting, save made full, or Diani, I should say, and there is no rebound.
I think Unic might have caught a stick or something.
Real start to the 2023-2024 PIHL season. 10 seconds left, it's fired toward the open net, and the Bulldogs have finally, mercifully, put this one on ice as Paul Phillips, the Jeff, and hey, I'm gonna say it if nobody else will. Congratulations to the Montour Spartans on a game effort here on home ice in one of the wildest season openers in memory.
Wild indeed. I mean, a team that